Right, welcome to the awards ceremony for the Global District Energy Climate Awards. And just before we start, I'd like to pass on some notes of thanks from the Euroheat and Power to all the applicants and the donors, which was AGFW, Danfoss, and Dansk Fjernvarme. And there's also special thanks to be passed on to the IEA Technology Network and the UN Environment Programme for their support as well. So if Danfoss wins everything, you know the whole thing's been stitched up. We were hoping that our first speaker was going to be Françoise Destet. She's not yet with us, so I think maybe we should start by introducing you to Robin Wiltshire. Oh no, she is with us. There she is. So I can introduce you. Stylishly late. Françoise Destet is the head of the UNEP's Energy and Finance Unit. She joined the UNEP in 2007 after 13 years of investment banking experience and 3 years of corporate responsibility work with civil society organizations. And she's on first, so you're up and running.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm really sorry. I'm just in time, but 3 hours delay with the plane. So it's a great pleasure to be here with you today. District energy is a subject that has attracted a great deal of attention from policymakers at all levels of governance in recent times, and the United Nations is no exception. As many of you are aware, the UN Environment Programme is coordinating an initiative a global initiative on district energy in cities, and has just published a report setting out the case for district energy as a key tool for the development of more sustainable cities. The report is entitled District Energy in Cities: Unlocking the Potential of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy. We are at UNEP very excited about this approach and delighted to be working in close cooperation with so many representatives from various sectors, including industry associations like EHP, IDEA, private operator and suppliers like Danfoss, Veolia and Dalkia, national governments like Denmark and the US Department of Energy, as well as non-profit and international organizations like ICLEI, Local Governments for Sustainability, and the Copenhagen Center on Energy Efficiency, as well as the International Energy Agency. Some of you were there during the UNEP IFC workshop today, where we explored the financing and management of district energy systems. Please allow me to reiterate a few points made earlier today. The first one is that a transition to modern district energy system could contribute to 58% of the required energy sector emission reduction expected by 2050. 58%. It would also reduce primary energy consumption in heating and cooling by 50% or more, and enable cities and countries to achieve 100% renewable energy or carbon neutral target. Beyond the positive carbon footprint impact, which is of course of importance for the UN Environment Programme, modern district energy means keeping jobs and money in the local economy at a time where both money and jobs are in short supply. It also helps cities and communities enhance their energy security by making better use, local use of locally available resources. It means investing in capacity, in skills and infrastructure rather than spending it on oil. In short, district energy can help deliver an energy model that is sustainable in a broad sense of the term, and we will need it to play a larger role if our global and energy ambitions had to be realized. The involvement of a global organization like UNEP in what might be perceived at a city level subject might seem counterintuitive. But to me, it is a perfect demonstration of the concept of thinking globally while acting locally. And we know that at the local level has given all stakeholders engaged in international climate negotiations a lot of push and an innovative model to follow. Cities rely on national governments for policy and regulation support needed to develop district energy, but national governments rely on cities as managers of local energy infrastructures and services in energy, but also beyond in health, education, and transport. So national governments rely on cities to realize the country's energy vision and capture synergies that are only achievable at the local level. I'm sure I don't need to tell you, district energy is a particularly good illustration of the specific set of environment, strategic, and economic challenges we are currently facing here in Europe and indeed around the world. And this is the reason why today we gather together to celebrate some outstanding initiatives in the field. And I'm very, very pleased to be with you today, as well as making vital contributions at a local level. Such projects provide encouragement and inspiration to others around the world. The Global District Energy Awards provide an opportunity to recognize these achievements and to give them the visibility they deserve. On behalf of UNEP, I'm delighted to see that some of the champion cities that features in our report are among the candidates and the nominates for an award today. But the more important point is that there are so many successes to celebrate. Before we begin to announce the winner, I would like to take a moment to congratulate the representatives of all applicant projects. I am told that the jury had a difficult job on its hand this year, as the quality and the depth of the field is really exceptional. Whether or not you go home with a prize today, please remember that your efforts have enriched the body of knowledge about district energy and the role it can play in the sustainable energy system that we so urgently need to establish. In this sense, you are all already winners. Finally, I would like to emphasize UNEP's enthusiasm about this initiative and confirm our intention to play an even more active role in the next edition of the awards. I hope we'll see many of our champion cities among the future candidates. With all that said, now it's the exciting time to hand out some prize, and without further delay, I'll pass the floor on to the next speakers to announce the winners. I'd like to thank you for your attention and good luck to all participants. Thank you.
Merci. Okay, now after getting your hopes up, now you really do get Robin Wiltshire, who is the head of the jury. He was a physics teacher for 10 years and now has been working at the Building Research the Building Research Establishment for 20 years, and he's just about to chart his own course, if I understood correctly, and go off and set up a consultancy called Heat Matters, which will sort of bring the gospel to Britain, as far as I understand it.
I hope so.
There you go. Right, well, without further ado, you should make your presentation.
Thank you very much, Christian, and well, good afternoon, everybody. Today we celebrate together the winners of the 2015 Global District Energy Climate Awards. This is the fourth of these competitions. They started in 2009. Very important that we, of course, recognise and award excellence in the field, but I think it's also really important that we see the environmental benefits and flexibility of this technology. Do you know, it was some years ago that somebody said in one of these fora, and I actually heard it several times over the years, in relation to the fact that somehow the message wasn't getting out, that district heating, district energy was the energy world's best kept secret. I don't think that's true anymore. I think that the messages are really getting out, and I would like to think, and I think it's true, that this competition also really does help that mission to, in a sense, give this whole technology case studies to draw on, to show that it is a very flexible approach, and an approach which really does deliver the sorts of benefits that are claimed. This time then, we had more than 20 applications from more than 10 countries, and as has already been mentioned, it wasn't such an easy task to make those decisions. I would say as well, I think I speak for the other jury members, I certainly speak for myself, that it was very much a privilege to be asked to take on the role. And also it was a privilege to learn about these remarkable systems that people are coming up with all over, literally all over the world. In judging the systems, the applications then, there was a panel, and I would like to personally thank the members of that panel and just briefly mention who they were. Yves Delaby, who I think is very well known in Euroheat power circles. Yves Delaby is a project director at Dalkia. We had Michael Wiggin, who is a district energy specialist from Canada. Also, I would say, in my capacity as chair of the IEA research program, Michael was a chair in the early parts of that program. Byung-sik Peter Park from the Energy Network Laboratory from the Korean Institute of Energy Research. So we already heard, I think, this morning that Korea is very well represented here. There we had Peter helping us on the panel. Marc Lafrance from the IEA Secretariat in Paris. So that's very important too. As a research program of the IEA, which I mentioned I chair, we are under their umbrella, so it's really good to get their input in this way. And Alexander Sharabarov from the International Finance Corporation in the USA. Now, I believe Alexander is with us today, and if so, could you just give us a quick wave? In the other session, okay. Well, you may have the opportunity to meet. Please do introduce yourself if you do see Alexander. Now, these are the folk that were on the jury, the panel, to judge these applications. But I really do feel that I should also thank very much those two people at Euroheat and Power who prepared the ground for this and did a lot of the kind of early sifting through what were quite lengthy applications. So Silke and Susanna, our sincere thanks. I say that on behalf of all members of the jury. Special thanks then to all of those people for volunteering their time, evaluating applications, preparing the data for us. What criteria did we look at? Well, we looked at a number of issues which won't really surprise you, but I will nevertheless tell you that we looked at system resource efficiency, we looked at greenhouse gas reductions, we looked at other environmental benefits, and we looked very much at innovation, including replication potential and impact on the community. Finally, tying that together with judging the overall quality of the application. And I think, you know, very much it's amazing to see the diversity of circumstance that this technology can succeed in. The winners, though, to really cut to the chase, were selected in accordance with the average number of points awarded by our panel members, and I'm glad to say the final decisions were unanimously agreed. Back to you, Christian.
Right, well, thank you. Well, I suppose without any more ado, let's get straight on with it and present the first award, which is for a new scheme. You've got a bit of an introduction for Hungerkamp here.
Yeah, so I'm very happy to introduce the winner in this category. It was Hungerkamp, who won by highlighting in their scheme their flexible CHP approach, utilizing biogas and wood, relying on only 2% of natural gas and achieving 8,000 tons of carbon savings per year. So I think we're going to hear some words about the Hungerkamp scheme.
Yes, let's have a big hand for Hungerkamp, and Verena Zitterich is going to come up to tell us about it.
Thank you very much for the acknowledge of our efforts. We are very glad to be honored by this remarkable prize. Let me start my short presentation with a few words about my company, Veolia, and then I will explain our project more detailed. Could you? Yeah. Veolia is a globally operating service provider working in the business lines water, energy, and waste management. And in Germany, Veolia operates more than 200 locations and plays an active part in the local communities, in the local communities. Through our knowledge of local issues and challenges, we create solutions for individual regions and communities, and also in Braunschweig. Braunschweig is a city with about 250,000 inhabitants, and Veolia is its local utility company, and we supply the city, besides gas, water, and electricity, with heat. In Braunschweig, we operate a very well-developed district heating network. Over 40% of the heat demand in Braunschweig is covered by our large network, and this is well above the national average. And when the idea to the new Hungerkamp project was born, we looked for a place or for a location outside the existing network and found one in the east of the city. In its basic version, the new built network has a length of 4 kilometers, and every year we distribute 14,200 megawatt hours of heat to our customers. The heat is transferred to 36 heat transfer points. In the presentation you see the number of 34. Since I've prepared the presentation, 2 additional customers were connected to our network, and so you see this project has been well accepted by the residents, and the network is still growing. The necessary heat is generated in a new built cogeneration plant located at the green point. This plant consists of 3 or rather 4 components. The first component is a CHP unit running on biogas and used as a base load plant. This CHP is running throughout the year. The second component is a wood-fired boiler operated with residual forest wood or other materials from the landscape management and used as a middle load plant. This boiler is running from October to March or April. And to cover the peak load in the winter, or in case any of the former units suddenly go to malfunction, we also installed a natural gas boiler. And the fourth component is a heat storage unit, which allows us to keep the heat generators as much as possible in their nominal capacity, where they have their best efficiency. The project's achievement is a production of 100% of green electricity to supply about 2,300 households, and the production of 98% of green heat to supply about 900 households. The used fuel mix, biogas, wood, and natural gas, is an important advantage of the project. By using different fuels, we are, in a certain framework, flexible to fuel prices and daily fluctuations. And the so far used fossil fuels are nearly completely replaced by renewable raw materials. And therefore, and because we replace old heating systems by a new and more efficient one, which has a modern filtration system, we sustainably improve the air quality and save 8,000 tons of CO2 every year. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, Verena. It's now time to pick up your prize. Here you go. First one.
Okay, thank you. Great.
Right, Robin, it's time to crack on for the next category, which is modernisation.
It is indeed, and really it was a tough choice. So there were 2 really outstanding projects, so that although it didn't actually win, I would like to just show you a slide about one of the really high commended schemes. If we could have the next slide, please. So this one was the district heating system in Alytus, Lithuania, where biofuel CHP is producing green electricity and heat for the city of Alytus. One of the largest such plants in Lithuania, and it replaced a 116 megawatt gas and oil-fired boiler. So our commendations to that system. However, going one better, and if we could have the next slide, please, and probably the next one. And that was the scheme at Lodi, where modernisation of this system demonstrates a truly integrated approach. It has secured an all-round increase in system efficiency and reliability, and specifically there, integrating renewable resources, reducing heat supply temperature, which we know enables greater use of renewables, better controls, and the addition also of thermal storage, so the whole package together. So congratulations to Lodi.
And here to represent Lodi is Luca Vailati.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's not mine. It's a great award. It's a great honor to receive this award. I would like to thank all the evaluation panel, IEA, UNEP, Euroheat Power, and International District Energy Association for this opportunity. I would like also to thank City of Lodi that supported us in the last 10 years. This award is a recognition to the work, to the efforts, the passion of the whole team of Lodi District Heating. And now just some few words about us. Lodi is a small city near Milan with 45,000 inhabitants. Astem Gestioni, our company, is the operator of the district heating that was built in 2004. During the years, we have constantly increased the equivalent inhabitants served, and now we supply heat to more than 16,000 equivalent inhabitants. Before the program of modernization, we have only a gas-fired CHP plant with a reciprocating engine and gas-fired boilers. A few years ago, we realized that the Italian energy scenario was fast changing due to the rapid growth of renewable energy. So it was necessary to reach an elevated level of economic and environmental sustainability compared to new technologies in competition with gas-fired CHP district heating. In a few words, it was time for a modernization. So we started a program with two keystones. The first one was implement different projects with a common goal, efficiency. The second one was to find best practices around Europe as an inspiration. So there are some of the projects that we have implemented. We are working on network optimization with substation remote control for lowering temperature and for peak shaving effect. We also have built a new thermal energy storage system. And the most important is the transition to renewables. A company was building a CHP plant in a farm near Lodi. It was a biomass CHP plant. So we made an agreement to recover the heat from their plant. The system now is completely different compared to 5 years ago. It takes a huge effort, but we are really proud of what we have achieved. A constant increase in efficiency and sustainability, not to mention reliability. Last year, more than 40% of the heat was from renewables. Primary energy factors, CO2 and NOx emissions, they all most have been halved. We also reduced the cost of heat, both for us and also for our customers. And one of that customers, and I'm very happy of this. We are also, the most important thing is that we have demonstrated a feasible and replicable approach. And this is why we have decided to share our experience. So what about the next future? There are new challenges for us. The program of modernization had a positive impact on the perspective of the company. So we started a new program, and this time is a project of expansion with the main goal of doubling the size of the network. Last year, we have completed the first step. We are also studying new projects on renewables. Next year, we will connect another small biomass CHP plant. And we are also studying geothermal potential connected to heat pumps. So we hope that this award will be a proof for our new potential customers that by supporting district heating expansion, they can have an active role in improving the environmental sustainability of our community. So thank you for this award. Thank you so much.
I'll agree. Right, thanks again. And that takes us to expansion, Robin.
It does indeed. And I don't know why, but it was just getting more and more difficult for the jury members to make their choices. So you will actually see, if we could have the next slide up, please, that there's special mention for 2 schemes this time that also did very well in our estimation. One of those came from Italy, from Milan. So a program of rationalization of small systems across parts of the city, combining to form 3 main networks. This enables a more effective use of available low-carbon energy sources and consequent less reliance on fossil backup. So a really thoroughly good strategic approach there that we commended. Likewise, in Copenhagen, the Vestforbrænding system displays an impressive strategic approach, extending the use of recycled heat in place of boilers in larger than 1 family houses. Heat sales have increased while also offering energy efficiency advice to consumers. So they have in that last piece, you know, energy efficiency tied in with provision of district heating. So, as I say, special mentions for both of those, but of course there has to be a winner. So then I would like, please, the next slide and to announce, and the next one still, the Helsinki scheme combined district heating and cooling system. And in Helsinki, Helen Limited now operates a fully integrated district heating and cooling system that combines cooling with CHP. So the major Katrivala heat, 90 megawatts, and Kulth, 60 megawatts. Plant produces an overall saving of 80%. Renewable sources include seawater for both heating and cooling, sewage, and even the buildings themselves as effective solar collectors.
And here to tell us more about the activities in Helsinki is Marko Rippanen.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It's great to be here. I'm really excited to be here and receive this award. I'm also pleased that we have been able to demonstrate yet again how globally unique a district heating and cooling system we have across the bay in Helsinki. I have chosen a few pictures from our campaign, World's Best City Energy, presented in this spring. Recognition from the Oscar Gala for District Energy, the Global District Energy Climate Award, has played a major role for our company. We have introduced a slogan, World's Best City Energy, branch our whole company and crystallize our mission towards the community we serve. And this slogan has been inspired by the recognition that we have received from the global district energy community in previous years. Based on this kind of recognition, we can say that our system is also the best for the people and for the business life in Helsinki. In Helen, we have been able to create an innovative, scalable and replicable model for energy production and distribution. Let me say a few words about our unique system. Our district energy system is based on our combined heat and power plants that we operate to provide heat to need of more than 90% of Helsinki. We also produce and sell district cooling, which is expanding on fast track. We expect to double our current customer base in 5 years. Our system is supplemented by a heating and cooling heat pump plant that upgrades our system to level that can really be seen as future district energy, combined district heating and cooling, CHC. We are continuously developing the CHC further by using it as a development platform. Our system is expanding, and the dense urban structure provides future opportunities for increased use of renewable energy, recycling of energy flows, and emission reductions. The cumulative amount of CO2 emissions saved by Katrivala heat pump plant and combined heating and cooling by the year 2014 was huge, as the carbon footprint of district cooling is only a fraction of the carbon footprint of property-specific cooling system. Recently, we have initiated a research program to create a new innovative energy solution for areas connected to district heating and cooling. The aim is to investigate an innovation that utilizes the building stock as a large solar energy collector to recycle energy and produce renewable energy through district cooling. Results will function as a base of new innovative application of the CHC system together with building structure design of zero energy buildings and urban planning. I hope we will be able to come up once again with solutions that combine economic growth, sustainability, and customer satisfaction. As we gain more information and experience from this latest program, we wish to work as an example and be happy to share our findings with you. In these short minutes, I have only been able to scratch the surface of describing an innovative system in Helsinki. So please don't hesitate to come and have a chat with me. Please check our application and please visit our website. There's a lot of details available. I wish you a very rewarding conference. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, well done.
Right, and then Robin, last but not least, I think we had a category that sort of defied easy categorization.
That's absolutely correct. It's called the Special Award, but really, as I think you're seeing, all of them are special. So what we really meant was exactly what Christian said, that they weren't easily categorizable. Here again, we felt as panel members we wanted to draw particular attention to and commend a couple of systems that didn't win, but would like to tell you about. So one of those was entitled District Heating to Ships in Gothenburg, where the Stena Line-owned passenger ship Danica is the first ferry in regular service to connect to district heating. So literally, as I understand, every evening as it draws into port, it connects up to Gothenburg's city network, and so instead of having to run the oil-fired boilers, they can actually benefit from the district heating scheme. So that reduces carbon emissions and also relieves that part of the city from the noise and pollution of the ship's boilers going. In Denmark, the Braidstrup Fjernvarme is also highly commended. There it's integrating large-scale solar thermal with CHP, using borehole storage, heat pumps and electric boilers all in the same system. So we're seeing real sense of integration there. They've introduced smart metering and utilize the open electricity market to optimize system control. So overall, local heat provision is among the cheapest in category. So our commendations to those systems. But once again, we had a winner, of course, who were top of the leaderboard, so to speak. And that system, if we could have the next slide, please, was the deep geothermal energy system in Kirchweidach in Germany. And if we could have the next slide, please. This remarkable project delivers a sustainable energy solution that has strengthened the local economy. It harnesses heat and power from deep geothermal energy for growing vegetables that would otherwise have been imported. And in doing so, look at the job creation, 150 local jobs. And also, of course, supplies residents with renewable heat and electricity.
Well, Marco has set quite a high standard for slides in the heating and cooling industry, but hoping to follow up with that is Benjamin Richter from Kirchweidach.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you and of course the evaluation panel for recognizing today the district heating project using deep geothermal energy in Kirchweidach with a special award. I'm deeply honored to accept the award. On behalf of the winner, next to me stands Mr. Markus Hansen. He's the managing director of Kirchweidacher Energie GmbH. He is the one who took all the major decisions in this project. On the screen behind us, you can see some pictures, some images from the award-winning project. So I think it goes every 12 seconds. Somebody from the techniques? Chains? Okay, great. The energy transition in Germany has today already reached the objectives set for 2020 in the area of power generation. Today, however, we come to realize that the power generation from renewable sources is far from sufficient for the real energy transition to take place in Germany. Apart from the sectors energy and mobility, the heating market is the third sector without which such a transition is not possible. In Germany, over 50% of all primary energy is consumed by the heating sector. Both the improvement in energy efficiency by setting up and expanding the district heating supply systems and the increase use of local renewable energy sources are the key of the success of the energy transition. In Kirchweidach, those two things have become reality with one project. As a rule, a village with about 2,300 people is not pre-designed to have a district heating system built there. Nevertheless, we succeeded in doing so. Brave entrepreneurs who enabled a use of geothermal energy by making deep drillings in Kirchweidach to reach a hot water aquifer, and an entrepreneur with a vision to supply CO2-free produced tomatoes and peppers for up to 1 million people have greatly contributed to this success. In the spring of 2013, only 2 years ago, there were only 2 unused deep boreholes and a piece of uncultivated farmland. At the end of the same year, 12 hectares of greenhouses were established and supplied with deep geothermal energy. Give me an example to nicely illustrate the dimensions of the project. If you wanted to run all the corridors in the new greenhouse in Kirchweidach at once, you have to complete 3 marathons in a row. Fortunately, 100 workers share these corridors today, so the distance is bearable for everybody, for every of them. It was shown in Kirchweidach that the implementation of the vision of energy transition was possible also on a decentralized basis. The project made it clear once again that the success or failure of renewable energy projects depends on the right economic and legal decisions. As for the project Kirchweidach, great emphasis was placed successfully in the said areas. So now Kirchweidach village has an extensive district heating system in place. Today, all traders and citizens connected to the grid are supplied with heat, guaranteed competitive prices, and independently of oil and gas imports. But also, we all can benefit from the project through the provision of CO2-free energy, and by saving many millions of transport kilometers, more than 30,000 tons of CO2 and other noxious greenhouse gases can be saved every year. But that's not all. As soon as the construction of Kirchweidach power plant is completed, also baseload and controllable power will be additionally available for support through the public distribution network in Germany. For the sake of completeness, it should be mentioned that from that very moment, the village of Kirchweidach is changing from an energy user to an energy provider. We all hope that the project will attract many followers, as comparable opportunities are offered across Germany and many other countries in Europe and all over the world until today. Kirchweidach Energie GmbH wishes to thank the residents of Kirchweidach and its mayor, Mr. Johann Krumbachner, and the whole municipal council, as well as the supervisory board members and their families. On behalf of Kirchweidach Energie GmbH, I would also like to thank the owners of the exploited resources and land, and all people involved from the agricultural and political sector. Since without their support, the project would never have been implemented. Last not least, I'd like to thank you, my colleagues and Rödel & Partner, for their high motivated support at any time. Thank you for your attention, and I hope to continue to enjoy this pleasant afternoon. Thank you.
Right, now, to finish off the evening, first of all, a few little announcements. Everybody who's actually won a prize, please stay behind for a while and we'll have a photo call for everybody there. The second bit is just really a note of what happens next. Is we're off to the seaplane harbour for the museum and the submarine at 7 o'clock. So it's in just over 2 hours' time. And the buses leave from outside the front of the hotel, and the last bus is at 7:20. And that's about all from us. So really, could you just thank Françoise and Robin, please?
Amazing.